Alright, Cara, so rotation, another one. So rotation is something which I think you seem to keep on dropping marks on. I think you understand the word translation and all that kind of stuff, but rotation you're still having a problem with. Now there's three things you need to know when you get this kind of question. One is the center of rotation, the direction of the rotation, and the angle of the rotation. So the question here says, this is the exact question you had in the exam sheet. Draw on the image above the image of flag A after rotation through 90 degrees clockwise about the origin. Okay, so let's look at the three things you need. The center of rotation. The center of rotation, you know, is about the origin. What does about the origin mean? In very pure and simple terms, Cara, the about the origin means from here. From here. Yeah? That's the point you need to rotate it from. From there. Yeah? Unless they say, if they say, oh, from Y1, or, you know, reflect it in Y1, they don't say it. But whenever it says about the origin, it means from 0, 0. That's where it means, okay? So you know the center of rotation. Now you need to know what is the direction of the rotation. 90 degrees, so clockwise. So you need to rotate it clockwise. And then you need to, what's the angle of rotation? The angle of rotation is 90 degrees. Which is that? That's 90 degrees. So it needs to be rotated 90 degrees that way. Now, you can do it, you know, very simple. But a really, really simple way of doing it, Cara, is this. You have your thing, you get your graph paper, and all you do is, you just rotate your graph paper 90 degrees. And that is what your flags look like, 90 degrees. And what you've done is so let's revert back there. So you have the y-axis here, and you have the x-axis there. Yeah? But when you flip it to 90 degrees, you're rotating it 90 degrees, that would be 45 degrees, that's 90 degrees. You can see where it crosses, so this point, it crosses at 4 and 2. This crosses at 4 and 2 as well. So this is what it looks like. So you know, if I go back to there, I use this now for this. I think my pen's running out for the ink. So it crosses at 4. So when I cross it for 4, how many 4? 1, 2, 3 spaces. And from 2. So what I've done is actually I've just written down the coordinates. So I rotate it there. So I've changed this. This is now my new y-axis, and this is my new x-axis. So I've looked at this. The coordinates are 4, 2 for the bottom of the flag, 4, 5 for the corner, and 5, 2. So I'm going to put this into that now. So for this bottom part, I know it's 4, which is there, this line here, and I know it's 2. It starts at 2, so I'm going to start from here. And it runs for 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, up to 5. Alright. And now I know it runs here. Alright. Look at that again. So 1, 2, 3, up to 5. It runs up to 5. Yep. I hope you're sort of understanding this. I'm sort of trying to keep track of it myself. Alright, and so now you just need to draw the flag, which goes on for 2. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, and there you go. So this looks exactly like that, yeah, but it's been rotated. So that is your flag rotated 90 degrees. Alright, so let's just go through that. A really simple trick is to get your thing, and rotate it 90 degrees, and that will give you what it should look like in there when you put it back here. There, okay? And if you want to rotate it back, there you go. Okay, just a really simple trick. Right, let's go on to something else. Rotation through. So this one as well, this one's a bit of a crazy thing, but it says draw on image above the image of triangle A after rotation through 90 degrees counterclockwise, which means it's the opposite. So instead of going clockwise, which is this way, you mean counterclockwise, which is the other way, about the origin, which means about 0, 0. Okay? So we want to rotate 90 degrees, so we're going to do a little trick again, rotate it 90 degrees, and that's what it needs to look like in this. Alright, so on the y-axis we know it points at 5 and 0. So no, one goes there, 5 and 0. This one crosses at 2 and 2. 2 and 2. And this point crosses at 5 and 4. So 5 on the x, 4 on the y. And so you have it as, sorry. And that is your rotation at 90 degrees. Okay, so let's go through it again. I rotate it 90 degrees. This changes to my y-axis, this comes to my x-axis. I know this point crosses at 5 and at 0. So I put it 5 and 0. This point crosses at 2 and 2. 2 and 2. And this point crosses at 5 and 4. 5 and 4. Okay? Just a really simple way of doing your rotation, because most of the time you'll just get it in 90 degrees or 45 degrees, but most of your papers it just seems 90 degrees 100 or 180 degrees. Okay, if it's 180 degrees, obviously you'd rotate it not that way, but all the way to 100. So going counterclockwise, that would be 90, and then that would be 180. Yeah, that's what it would look like, 180 degrees. Yeah. Okay. Brilliant. Well, hopefully that makes some sort of sense. I don't know, Cara. Hopefully. Yep. Okay.